Kempire is brought to you by...
We just had another successful Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era live experience in Atlanta, and we are headed to Washington, D.C. on August 22nd. Every single show is so uniquely different. Ask anyone that's been to the Philly show or the Atlanta show or the next Washington, D.C. show. Get your tickets today for our night of hot topics, tea being spilled, me and you, and for so much more. More information will be available in the description on our next show date, which will be coming up August 22nd. And then our last summer tour date will be here in New York City on September 12th at the Green Room 42. That show not only will have a meet and greet available, will also have a live stream option. So no matter where you are in the world, you will be able to be a part of the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era live show in New York City on September 12th. More information on both shows will be available in the description. I'll see you all very soon.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, all the good things. I was just in the live chat because, I can see on the back end if someone likes or dislikes the video. But shout out to the 51. I want to focus on the positivity. Shout out to the 54 of you that have already liked the video. But shout out to the one person that did dislike the video before we even started talking about it. Maybe it was Katie who blocked me. Maybe it was whoever I'm about to talk about when it comes to Real Housewives of Miami. Maybe it was Julia or Julia. F you. I only curse at the live shows. I really do not curse in my real life, but I'm ready. They said, the astrologer said, not only me, but I think Leo's, I think all the fixed signs are going to be in their villain era for the rest of 2025. I thought it was going to end at the New York City show on September 12th. No, apparently buckle up till January. Speaking of which, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to a city near you next week, literally a week from today. I will be in I was about to say Atlanta. No, I'll be in Washington, D.C. at the Pearl Street location. It's not the same location that we normally do. There was overscheduling, blah, 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 blah. Go get your tickets today if you haven't gotten your tickets. Kimora's across the street. The place is across the street, so it's not far from where we normally have our show. So get your tickets today. There is a live stream option only for the New York City show on September 12th. So get your tickets for that if I'm not coming to your city, or maybe you are somewhere abroad. Maybe you're in Africa. Maybe you're in Australia. Maybe you're in Qatar. Maybe you're in Saudi Arabia. Maybe you're in Japan. This is your opportunity to be a part of the live stream. And if you want to hear me say F you in person, that's your opportunity. Okay? All right. Ticket information is in the description. Guys, I pre-recorded my Real Housewives of Orange County recap. Did you guys see the news? Katie Janella blocked me. Someone on X, shout out to X. Someone on X says, and here Kempire is going to mention it every recap until the end of the season. Here's the thing. I know we say what we have to say about Portia, and we always bring up the Portia of it all. Katie is nowhere near a Portia iconic level when it comes to reality television. Please understand, next season, if Katie is not on Real Housewives of Orange County, she will be a figment of our memory. We will not care. She probably blocked me because I was telling the truth. But again, I wouldn't have known, Katie, unless I was actually trying to be nice and going to your page to get a high quality photo to use in the thumbnail. So now I'll just use the very low quality photo that's available on Google. Ooh. Okay, and if you want this t-shirt, guys, head on over to thehouseofkempire.com for our merch, all right? Girl, we don't care. I've been blocked by better. Anita Baker has blocked me, okay? Your boss, Andy Cohen, has blocked me. Portia Peach Juice Williams, sometimes formerly Gobadia, has blocked me. Nene Leakes, who I've talked about endlessly, both good, bad, ugly, indifferent, has never blocked me. Okemia says, who? You know, Katie, who? You don't need to know, girl. Anyway. Vicky said, at this point, Katie needs all the friends. Yeah, because her own friend Jenn doesn't even care. Hey, Miss Bernice, I thought about you this, Miss Bernice, because you weren't a part of I don't know if you were part of the Real Housewives of Orange County recap, but I thought of you yesterday. I was like, wait a second. I get a little concerned when I don't see people call in. Just saying. Or around. Hey, Miss Bernice. Everyone send love to Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice has been watching us since, God only knows. How many subscribers did I have, Miss Bernice, when you started watching? It's been years. It's definitely been years. She's one of our longtime members. Shout out to all of you for being here. Miss Rose says, Anita Baker has blocked everyone, Kempire. You ain't special for that one. Miss Rose, you want to get blocked? I didn't say I was special. I said I was blocked by better. Okay. Y'all want to come for me? Here's the thing. Y'all see a smidgen of how hard I can go on people. But keep pressing. The villain era is not over until 2026, so buckle up, Miss Rose. For you feel a thorn. Keith says Miss Bernice is an OG. She really is. She is. Danielle's an OG. Foxy's an OG. Come on now. Thank you, Pat Jamami. Pat Jamami says, Kempire, you are special. Thank you. Guys, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Miami. We get 2 episodes this week when it comes to the Real Housewives of Miami. I know it's a lot. It's a lot for me as well, okay? But if you missed it, we did recap episode 10 yesterday. I didn't even open my notes. Let me open my notes. I don't know. I see Marisol posted on her Instagram stories yesterday about something that I just find to be very weird because at first I saw it before I watched the episode last night, and I was like, I watched the episode, I'm like, what is she talking about? Is she talking about something that happens in future episodes, or is she talking about something that happened at the reunion? So she goes on her Instagram story and says, so many former classmates have reached out from my boarding school in Palm Beach. Yes, I went to 9th and 10th grade in the early 80s at Rosarian Academy. From the 1950s through the 80s, it was an all-girls and nun boarding and day school. My prep school my prep school in question was Culliver Preparatory. Lies will not be permitted and lawsuits are coming. Is someone looking into your past like you looked into Dr. Nicole's past? Oh, God forbid you get what you put out there. Please understand, this is not going to secure you mojito. For some reason, they still, even if you decide to get married again, another lavender marriage in Spain. Here's the thing, though. I know I go hard on Marisol. I do like her on the show. And a lot of you don't even realize that Marisol is a friend of the show. You all think that she's full-time. A lot of the women on the show you feel are full-time that are friend ofs. Like Kiki, like Adriana. I love, though, in episode 10 and episode 11, Adriana really is the narrator. And they coined her the professor. Adriana, the expert of it all. She really knows a lot. I keep telling you guys this. And I'm glad that in these last couple of episodes, it's highlighting that. Okemia says, the thunder makes my day. I'm sorry. Some people get annoyed by it, but you'll be strong. Margaret says, don't come for Kempire. Not today. All right, this is my second video of the day. Okay? Pageant Mommy says Kiki can kick rocks. Well, I feel for Kiki a little bit, and we'll talk about that in this episode. But I think it is important to pay attention to how Gertie gave so much grace and protection to Kiki in this episode. The same grace and protection we would have hoped Kiki would have extended to her, but she didn't. And if you watch the after show, that grace is definitely not extended either. It's just giving, I don't know what's going on with Kiki. But I'm going to give Kiki a little grace. Kiki probably got me blocked next to. I know she follows me, or she used to. I don't care. This is why I don't get into the whole follow these housewives thing. I follow a couple of housewives, and that's about it. Hold on. There was a comment that I wanted. Mandy says, Kempire, something about Marisol gives me a dark vibe that she carries. I agree. I agree with that. There is something dark and sinister about Marisol, but Marisol also adds a lot of funny commentary in her confessionals that I enjoy in the show. But behind the scenes, based on what we're finding out, she's doing a lot of stuff that I don't like. And I said it starts to lean on the Fox Force flunkies, and I don't want that to ruin such a great city that's in this franchise. Oh, you know it, Tanya. Tanya's watching on Twitch. She says, Rashida got bangs. That Rashida situation, I don't know if I have time today to give you an update on her stepson, her son, but her stepdaughter situation, because the whole K. Michelle domestic situation of it all versus her now stepdaughter going through something similar. If I have time today, I will give you guys an update on that. But there is an update, so stay tuned. All right. Mr. Melon Magic says, I don't get the hype for the most part of Miami to me. I don't know what you're missing, because based on what we watch, and you know I watch it all, it's definitely giving. I enjoy it. There's just something about the chemistry with these women. And I tell you, it's not just one particular housewife. It's the chemistry with everyone except Julia. I'm telling you right now, if Julia was to go, we would not care. We wouldn't. Nope. Wouldn't care. Wouldn't affect us. We'd probably be like, Julia who? Julia who? But, here we are. And it looks like Bravo is starting to believe the hype as well when it comes to Real Housewives of Miami, because they're putting a lot of push behind them. Late, albeit late, but they're definitely starting to put some energy behind them. Miss Bernice says, Gertie showed Kiki so much grace in this episode. Julia needs to go now, and Larsa. I'm going to be defending Larsa this episode, and I don't care. I'm going to be defending Larsa. I don't understand what was going on with Marisol in this post, y'all. But there's also a preview. I know we haven't gotten into the episode. Okay, maybe I should get into the episode before we get into this preview, because this preview for next week's episode is so weird and strange to me. Not Miss Rose becoming a member after I cussed her out. Thanks, Miss Rose. We appreciate you. That's why I love our community. We do not have thin skin here. All right? And Miss Mellon actually says, I'm here for you, Kemp. Well, I appreciate that. But I really think that the show is good. But okay, fine. Let me open my notes. Okay. Marisol and Alexia talk about their issues with Stephanie. We find out later on that Marisol, again, some people say that dark energy was exactly what Marisol was doing at that table, because just when Stephanie and Alexia were making peace, Marisol apparently made a comment like, bro did that, bro buried her. They made peace, everything is good, and you're coming in being the venom, being the negativity in the situation. That was weird, and I'm so glad that Stephanie called her out later on when they went to the dress shop. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand that at all. Hey, Samira. I don't understand why you would say something like that, and especially you're a grown woman. Like, you expect like a child, and it's a lack of maturity in that situation. Bro did that. Well, you also call each other bro, so that was weird. Especially because they really, although they had their back and forth, Stephanie and Alexia, it was they found their way to getting along. And then you want to chime in right after that to be like, oh, bro did that, buried her, you won. What? You are 50-something years old, and this is how you're talking. The V-Light says, I don't see it from Marisol. Marisol adds commentary. Would I be mad to see her go? I don't think I'd be mad, to be honest with you, especially if I feel like she's the one causing a lot of negativity behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Hey, Joe, I was asking about you the other day. I think I was asking Janelle about you. I was like, where's Joe Mendoza? But here he is. He showed up. And another scene, because, they're getting their hair and their makeup done. Larsa and Stephanie discuss what's going on with Lisa being late. I don't know if there's something that we're missing, but you remember we saw the conversation between Lisa and Larsa. I thought we were done with that, but apparently we're not. But also apparently Lisa never unfollowed Marcus. Okay, we're going to revisit that in a moment. So the group meets in the lobby. Lisa claims that she had legal matters that required her presence. So that was the reason why she was late for her flight. Do you guys believe that? I think what happens is that so many people dislike Larsa that everyone's team Lisa on this. But when Lisa's confronted with these things, she never really has a solid, clear answer as to what is really going on. So she said she had some legal things, legal matters that required her presence. That's why you were late for your flight? I don't believe her. Do you guys believe her? Deborah says Lisa likes the AC, I think. I don't know if it's even that, guys. I think Lisa is just so full of herself, so self-absorbed. For me, it tracks that she would run late for everything. You saw what she said in the after show, episode 1. Lisa basically was a Karen at that gate desk. Because she was like, I still have a minute. Mind you, she hadn't checked her bags yet. So that to me that she's at the first gate. She's not at the gate ready to get on the plane. That would be different. She didn't need to check her bags at the second gate, right before you board the plane. It's not like she was flying private. Can you imagine if she was flying private? I think she would have made sure that she was on time for Stephanie, because especially how Stephanie was. Miss Rose says that, I'm seeing all your comments, Miss Rose. Miss Rose says, I started off saying Lisa was wrong not to unfollow Marcus, but by the end of the episode, I feel her. I'm grown and you're not about to tell me what to do. I mean, look, but why didn't she unfollow Marcus from before, after they had the conversation? We will get there. That's my whole issue. It's like, but you guys had the conversation. You guys made peace. And when you were confronted by Larsa, you really had no solid answer. That if she had a solid answer, well, Larsa, you did this, and that's why I decided not to unfollow him. We'll get to it. Let me take a sip. I had Pilates this morning, so I'm a little dehydrated. The Dan talk. Hey, Dan, watching from Belgium, right? Dan says, I believe she has legal matters, but that's not why she was. I agree. I 100% agree. Like the affidavit that she had to sign within an hour. I believe all of that. I believe that. Oh, wait, do I believe that? Because I just had a thought. I was like, did she plot and plan that? For just to kind of to reiterate what the issues from earlier in the day? I mean, look, it could be that. I do believe, because we know she was going through the whole situation with Lenny at the time. So I do believe she has legal matters. I don't believe that's why she was late for her flight, though. And then you being a Karen at the gate desk saying, I still have a minute, and she didn't want to check my bags. She didn't give us a full story. I want to hear what the airport agent had to say, because she probably lost it on me. I wish someone would have taken video. Because you already see how Lisa acts. I wouldn't be surprised if Lisa was acting like a Karen at that desk. I still have a minute. Girl, you're supposed to be at the airport at least 2 hours before an international flight. Really? 3 hours, Delta tells me. So I'm usually there 3.5. Just saying. The time in the airport goes very quickly. You can walk around. I'm not really shopping because everything's overpriced, but you can walk around. You can window shop. You can get an overpriced water, an overpriced fruit snack. I never usually get a meal. Unless I'm hanging out in the lounge. Then I'll get a meal, I'll get a cookie. Sidebar. Yesterday we had the conversation about Virgos and T-Mobile. So, I had to ask, I have another Virgo I need to ask. So I asked another Virgo friend, and guess what? He also has T-Mobile. No shame in it, y'all. No shame in it. I will tell you this, though. All the jokes that I had last night, I had an internet outage in the evening. And I told you, at the house, I have Verizon Fios. Here at the new apartment, they had something different. They also have Verizon available. And the internet's been good. We've been here a year. The internet's been good. We haven't had any really streaming issues. But I've noticed lately the streaming's been a little shaky. And then it was down. It was down for like 30 minutes. And I said, I got on the cell phone. And I said, Verizon, I am coming back. I am coming back. So I scheduled an appointment. They're going to come and install Fios in the apartment. Danielle's so shady. Danielle says, #no justice for T-Mobile. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying I'm going to ask some more of my Virgo friends, okay? Tanya says that T-Mobile is shady. You can really do get a lot for your money with T-Mobile. I'm no shade, but you do get a lot for your money. But I'm not doing it. Okay, right? Mama Allie's also watching. Mama Allie's on both platforms. Mama Allie's watching on Twitch. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Kempire. TheKempire, sorry. Mama Allie says, Kempire, you've been in that apartment for a year now? Wow, seems like yesterday. Right? Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year. I mean, it doesn't feel like yesterday, but because I've celebrated so many different things in this apartment, from like the summer to the winter to the holidays, and then, you know. So it does feel like a year, especially now it's August, but yeah. Two Foxy says, I have T-Mobile. I'm not judging T-Mobile. I'm just saying. We just noticed a pattern yesterday. All right. Melissa's watching on Facebook. Melissa says, you are saying nothing, Kemper, but you are saying a lot. I do, right? Danielle, T-Mobile does offer their people way more discounts for their customers than Verizon. Yeah. But what I will say, y'all remember when we had the blackout? Was it the blackout? No, it was 9/11. Y'all remember when we had 9/11 and everyone's cell phones weren't working? My Verizon Wireless. Damn, I've had Verizon a long time. My Verizon Wireless was working. See, Keisha says this Virgo has T-Mobile. I know someone's going to walk in right now. Why are we talking about T-Mobile? And we're talking about the Real Housewives of Miami. It's Jesse says do the thunder again. All right, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We're almost at 200 likes. We're talking about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Miami. Don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps on the Kempire podcast. So subscribe today. I had a landline. Did I have a landline during? Yeah, I had a landline then too. Tanya says 9/11, I use landlines. Well, yeah, I mean, look. We're not going to get into this, all right? We're not going to get into this because the DEI of it all, Verizon. Oh, you thought I'm woke. I know what's going on. I do know what's going on. Okay? But, okay. Mandy says T-Mobile needs us to have Virgos sponsoring in a commercial, right? At this particular point. All right, let me focus, y'all. Let me get through this because it's Friday and it's a nice weather here in New York City. I want to get out. I want to be outside like Cardi B. Did you guys hear Cardi B's new song? Okay, that's a whole nother conversation. Let me not get digress. So the group that goes with Marisol, Larsa, Lisa, who else went with that? I don't remember. It's unimportant. So they go in separate groups to do the whole flamingo dress shopping. Okay, all right. Miss Mellenbach says, "Wait, Kemp, you were in town for during 9/11?" Yeah, I'm born and raised in New York City. Yeah, I was definitely here. I could see it. I could see the for days. It was a couple of days. We saw the burning towers from a distance. I wasn't downtown, but yeah, you could still see you could see the smoke. But anyway, Rocky says plot twist: Kemp is an Android user. No, I'm not. I'm about to be though. After what I found out with Apple, it's a whole long conversation. It's okay. Let me get back to this. So Larsa jokes about getting a watch for Lisa because, the running joke is that Lisa has been late because everyone meets in the lobby and they're like, oh, you're here, blah, 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 blah. Oh, but wait, before we even get to that, Larsa, when she sees Lisa, is like, oh, you finally arrived. And then Lisa says she has some legal matters to take care of. And then Larsa said, but you were in St. Bart's. I don't know how that was related to her being late. I don't know if she literally had just come back from St. Bart's. I don't know. We saw her packing, so it seemed like she had time. I don't know. So I don't know if it coincides, but okay. But that you could always rely on Larsa to take a dig. That's the thing with Larsa. She's always going to take a dig. Okay? Let me take this down because I'm not an Android user. So the group separates and one group goes to the dressmaker and Larsa jokes about getting a watch for Lisa because she's always so late. All right. So they go to Rocio's flamingo dress shop. All right. And they're trying the dresses on and things like that. So they joke with Marisol because Marisol puts on a white flamingo dress. All right. Marisol calls Steve, her lavender husband, during her confessional, and she's like, "Steve, do you think we can get married again in Spain? No matter how many times you marry him, you're still not going to get your mojito, Marisol." And honestly, maybe if this was your first season back, I would say maybe. But for some reason, production refuses to give you your mojito. I don't know why. I think, yes, I believe the friendship between Alexia and Marisol is real, but I also think there's a level of an alliance. And I think she remains loyal to Alexia no matter what to stay on this show. I really do. I do believe that they're really friends. However, I really believe that that's part of her motivation. Oh, I am Heather Ann says, so that's what she's talking about. Anna, okay. Anna knows where the bodies are buried, but Anna comes across a little like bitter, thirsty for attention. I'm sorry, Anna, because I liked you on the show. But I have to say, doing a whole podcast talking about these ladies, it feels a little, what's the word? Not just thirsty, clout chasing. And y'all know I don't like a thirsty clout chaser. And I like Anna I liked her on the show, but this podcast where she's dropping tea about these women and you're not on it, it's like, it's weird. It's weird. So, according to Heather Ann, she says that Anna said in her Bravo podcast that she found inconsistencies in Marisol's past. The IG post was about Anna. Oh, thank you for the context. Well, that is very weird. I don't know about suing Marisol because you've done worse to the women that are actually on the show. But Anna, that is kind of weird. You're doing background checks on people that you are not on a show with anymore? That's weird. Anyone else? Y'all don't think that's weird? Jen says, I think Anna's accurate. I'm sure she is. It's just kind of weird. Tyler says the tea is good, though. I mean, the tea is good, but it feels a little weird to me. Y'all don't think? Pageant Mommy says, I do not like her podcast, especially when she did not understand why Gertie was upset. Oh, plot twist. Plot twist. Pageant Mommy, do tell. Really? Am I shocked? No. I did not know that. I need to see that clip. Can someone clip that and send that to me, please? Or at least tell me what episode it was. Linda says we need Leah Black back. She will gather all the girls. Remember, she did come back to guide Lisa during her divorce. Not last season, the season before? Yeah. Oh, Vicky says that Anna doesn't like Kiki. Oh, really? Savannah says, isn't she a lawyer? Anna? Yeah. Yeah, she is. And again, I always say this. I liked Anna on the show. A lot of you did not like Anna on the show, but I just feel like doing a whole podcast about a show that you're no longer on. I mean, yes, we already know other housewives have done it. I just don't feel like Anna was on there long enough to be like, oh, I'm going to do a podcast, and you're dropping, you're doing background checks on current cast members. I don't know. That feels a little odd to me, but that's me. User blah 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 says Marisol's doing background checks. So I mean, I agree. I don't think Marisol should be doing background checks either. But Marisol is doing background checks on people that are currently on the cast. She's a part of this cast. I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying, all of it's weird. Just because Marisol is doing it doesn't mean that it's not weird when someone else does it. Even if Kiki or someone else did it on the cast, I would think that was weird. Not Anna Navarro from The View. No, not that Anna. We're talking about the Anna that was on Real Housewives of Miami. All right. Anyway, let me focus, guys, because I want to get through this because I got things to do. Okay. So Marisol asked Steve to have a wedding. He's like, yes, we can have another wedding. All right. Stephanie calls out Marisol for what she said after she made peace with Alexia during their dinner and yesterday's episode. Okay. Apparently Marisol has said to Alexia is such a good fighter, and that Alexia buried Stephanie. And she didn't bury Stephanie. No matter how we feel about Stephanie, she did not bury Stephanie. Stephanie gave her if anything, Stephanie buried Alexia. Alexia met her match in that battle. Okay, she was like, Alexia. she met her. I feel like Stephanie. She's lucky that Stephanie decided to pull back. It's interesting, especially because they're sister signs. Stephanie is a Scorpio and Alexia is a Taurus. So, C. Joda says it's giving Dana Wilkie vibes. I haven't heard that name in a hot second. All right. Moving on. So, and Marisol is just like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, but she did. No, she didn't. Okay. N Vegas girl says, Stephanie lit her up. Yeah. Des says that, Desiree says Stephanie is too much though. She was just the right amount though for Alexia during that fight. Just saying. Hey J Poo, shout out to everyone watching on Twitch. All right. So they had that conversation, but it didn't go crazy. That's the one thing I have to say about Marisol. She really can't get. Maybe that's why they haven't made her a full-time housewife. She's not able to fight. She's a May Taurus, April. I know. Deborah says, I like Stephanie and I agree she buried Alexia. # Team Scorpio. All right. What else was said? Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. We're over already 200 likes. Thank you so much. We had a couple of super chats. Thank you so much, Kendra, for the super chat. Kendra says, I feel like the new RHOM recaps are going to be how Real Housewives of Dubai and Salt Lake City were. RHOC doesn't have the wow factor, and you talking about what you want for dinner is more entertaining than RHOC. Kendra. I did a separate one today, though. I did have some time yesterday evening, and I did a separate one for Real Housewives of Orange County. If you guys missed it, you can also hear the podcast version shortly on the TheKempire podcast. Kendra, thank you for another super chat. Says, sidebar, come through Taurus villain era. Love it. Yeah. Buckle up. Shout out to the person that disliked but then liked the video. I know sometimes you can hit it by accident. I did it before. But thank you for liking the video. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Nicole says, and for being a member, Nicole says, I was a part of a T-Mobile class action suit years ago. It was so many of us that my settlement was only $150 with Verizon for 19 years since then. Wow, what was that class action about? $150? There was so many of you guys. I wonder how much the settlement was. Do you know? Okay, Goss the Boss. I met Goss the Boss in Atlanta. Goss the Boss says, hey, came over to Twitch. Think I'm being converted from the YouTube. Guys, don't forget, you can also watch on Twitch. I appreciate our YouTube fam watching wherever. We appreciate it. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts as well. Right, SK? I was thinking the same thing. SK says $150 ain't bad. I mean, if someone's just going to give you $150, I'll take it. But it depends on, like, what was the issue? Like, did you not have service for a long period of time? You know, that could be someone's bill, monthly bill, $150, right? See, that's why people love T-Mobile, because you're not paying $150 for T-Mobile, right? How much you guys pay a month for T-Mobile? Tell me. Hey, Dina. Dina says most class action suits payouts are 17 cents. So $150 is quite good. All right. Angel dropped by here on YouTube to say, hey, just dropped in to say, hey, I'll be the replay crew today. My daughter's graduating today. Congratulations, Angel. They have graduations in August. Where's she graduating? College? Where's she graduating from? Okay. $70, Amara says her T-Mobile bill is. I wish. See, that's the thing with Verizon. You're paying. Oh, Miss Rose says $70. Y'all gonna got me thinking about, and you probably get like Netflix for free, don't you? Oh, but SC, okay, what are we doing, y'all? Can we focus? But I'm interested. They say I pay $155, but for 2 lines. That's not bad. Oh, Penny, SC, you better call T-Mobile. Penny says I pay $139 for 2 lines. Okay, hold on. Lana says $240 for 3 lines. T-Mobile sucks. Y'all don't want to know how much I pay for Verizon. All right. Mama Allie says that there's a AT&T class action lawsuit payout right now. Oh, I never had AT&T. I think I've only probably had like 2 carriers over the years. I can't even remember my first carrier. I've had for the longest Verizon. Yes, Miss A says Hulu too. I know y'all get Netflix and all this stuff. Oh, you get Apple Plus TV for free. And I'm paying. I mean, you get certain discounts with Verizon when you have Verizon. Verizon's expensive. Oh, hold on. And Vegas Girl says $48 a month plus free Amazon Prime. This is like a free ad for T-Mobile. Jenn says, y'all bills are too high. Don't seem high enough for me. But anyway, hold on. Donatien says, no, I pay 3 lines for less than $200. How come y'all all paying different things for 3 lines of T-Mobile? Patricia says, well, let me leave AT&T. How much are you paying? Okemia says $89 and free Netflix. Desiree says you get what you pay for. V says, why doesn't Apple TV come with iPhones? It did when it first launched, but now, no, because now it's popular. Hold on. Nicole says, Nicole's updating us on why she got the T-Mobile settlement. They were illegally overcharging us for roaming charges when we weren't roaming. I knew the charges weren't right because in college I used to work for Sprint. Oh. Okay. Oh, Jesse says 2 lines with international plan, $250. What are we talking about? Can we focus? Y'all, I'm sorry. I've digressed. This is my fault. Blame me. It's my fault. All right. So Stephanie and Marisol had that conversation. Stephanie points out that Marisol is very different when Stephanie points out Marisol is very different when Alexia isn't around. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for us to gauge because we're watching an edited show, and most of the times when Marisol is around or around the group, it's always with Alexia. But I could see that. I can see where someone might be different, but some of y'all might be different when you're around your best friend too. Can we? I always try to give grace on some level. I think when you're around your best friend, you are probably going to be different. Not just like a regular friend, but when you're around your bestie. But they all pointed out. Even Lisa says she's like Marisol has Alexia's back to a fault sometimes. I think sometimes she has Alexia's back to a fault because she wants to remain in Alexia's good graces so she can film with Alexia. And they can have this alliance to stay on the show. Just saying. Tyler says the Housewives of T-Mobile. All right. In the other group, the women go and they're trying different foods and things like that. Alexia checks in on Kiki. I have to say I'm softening to Alexia a little bit because I know she's been on like a media apology tour when it comes to Gertie. But I have to give credit when credit's due because I also noticed that Kiki seemed a little pulled back so far on the trip. And Alexia noticed as well. And Alexia was the one to kind of point it out and check in on Kiki. But I posted a tweet. Hey, X. I posted a tweet where I said, you pay attention to the amount of grace that Gertie gives to Kiki, amount of grace and support that Gertie gives to Kiki when Alexia brings up, like, what's going on with you, Kiki, because you're not your usual self. So Gertie says, share what you want, because Gertie apparently already knew, because they can relate. They're both Haitian and Caribbean, and I know anyone that's Caribbean, you probably could relate to what Kiki was going through, because Kiki talks about how she was helping some of her family members come to the United States under the Biden administration. They made it a little bit easier for that to happen. So and Gertie says, how many people were you able to bring over here? Because I think she already knew. So she was really helping Kiki in this moment. And she's like, I was able to bring 5 people over. Gertie celebrates that. She's like, that's amazing that you were able to do that. And then she says more people wanted her to help them and pay for them because they assume because she's on television, because she's a model, that she has millions of dollars. And people don't realize. But again, if you're Jamaican, if you're Caribbean, it's all the same. It's all the same. I think all of us kind of understand what Kiki was going through in that moment. But here's the thing. This is what I've never heard. I would have to ask my mom if this has ever happened to her, because my mom used to help a lot of people in Jamaica. I told y'all a lot of people used to come through my house as a kid, and they would stay with us for a period of time because they were getting work and things like that. So, and my mom would always send down barrels for family and things like that. You can't come to Jamaica or any other Caribbean island with your hand swinging empty-handed. You're either coming with things from the States or you're coming with money, something like that. All right? So I wasn't completely shocked when Kiki said that people were mad at her. Princess Gemini says Africans too. Maybe it stems from our roots in Africa. That's probably where it stems from. That's where we're all from, really. All right? So Kiki says that she was starting to get death threats from, I don't know if these were family members or just other people in Haiti. Haiti? What the hell? I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past family members being that bold. Finally, her father had to step in and do something about it. But she gets really emotional because she's like, I'm trying to help everyone, but I can't help everyone. I can't afford to help everyone because not only is she helping them come here to the United States, when they're here, she has to help support them and help them find work and things like that too. So it's not just bringing people over and just, here you are, welcome to America, I'm done. No, she has to help them while they're here. And she's like, she feels the pressure of that. So that's what she was going through, and that's why she was feeling the way that she was feeling at the early parts of this trip. I've never heard of threats like that before for not helping family members in Jamaica or, the Caribbean or anything like that. I don't know. But what I found to be interesting because you have to remember, too, Alexia, although she's a white woman, she's from Cuba, the Caribbean islands. And she said, she completely understands it's very similar there, too. So it's not even just, the diaspora. It's the Caribbean. All right. Patricia reminds us, too, that Kiki has her own kids, too. And she has her own parents that she's trying to help and take care of. We saw that at the top of the season as well. So I felt for Kiki, and I feel like we should give Kiki some grace because, again, I know a lot of you are in her comments and things like that. I say what I want to say here. I'm never in their comments. I'm never tagging them. I'm never going after them in their DMs and stuff like that. So I find it funny when they block me. I'm like, I'm not. And I ask you guys, don't tag them in my comments either. So I feel for her. And this is why it's important to give grace, because you're like, you know what? Yeah, we can have our opinions, but you just never know what people are going through. Do I think that she could have been a better friend to Gertie? Yes. And you can see Gertie actually be a good friend to her in this moment. But of course, it wouldn't be a trip without Kiki trying some food, but she was not able to swallow these bowls. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Miss Rose says, Kempire, I think Haiti is a very cutthroat place right now, and there's such desperation to get out. Probably. I mean, I understand. I mean, I completely had that in my mind. I'm not saying that the people don't need help, but Kiki can only do so much. Millie says, Julia showed zero empathy. I didn't even pay attention to Julia. Oh, wait, hold on. Y'all noticed that? Hold on. Jesse also said Julia did not care. She was giving build the wall. Not build the wall, but those be the ones. And this is what always dumbfounds me when it comes to the state of affairs here in America. You guys keep saying you want immigrants out. This country was built from immigrants and slaves. What are you talking about? You guys you're not that far removed from being immigrants. So what is this stupidity about a backlash against immigrants? You guys sound dumb. Sorry, not y'all. I get so frustrated when I hear the stupidity in this country. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Trying to get rid of immigrants. Immigrants is what built this country, and slaves. Jillian Michaels, stupid. Speaking of Julia, Jillian Michaels, Jillian Michaels is a perfect example why I think it's dangerous that Julia and Martina have the views that they have and they're raising black boys. She proved my example because she's raising a black kid too. Wait till I get to Washington, D.C. You think because I'm in D.C. I'm not going to speak my mind? I'm going to speak my mind, okay? I never understand it. I never understand it. But apparently you guys all noticed. I need to go back and watch it. I watched it like 3 times before this live. I wasn't even paying attention to Julia because, I really don't like Julia, so I wasn't paying attention to her. Wow. She was giving build the wall. And literally the president is married to an immigrant. His own, wasn't his mother an immigrant? I don't get it. It's giving dumb. That's what it's giving. It's giving ignorant. And I don't say that lightly because that's the definition. All right? Okay. Woosa. If you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Jillian Michaels, just Google it. All right? Danielle says, oh, Lord, let me make sure Police Bay has security for you. I mean, we might really need some, just saying. Just in the peripheral. You don't have to be all up on me, but in the peripheral, just in case. Maybe some plain clothes, folks. Just saying. All right. Let me focus, because we still have a lot more to talk about when it comes to the Real Housewives of Miami. We've taken a lot of digressions, but that's okay. This is our recap. Okay? This is our recap. Let me say thank you. We had a super chat from Your Agent Keela. Your Agent Keela says, Alexia reminds me of Teresa. Am I the only one? Without a doubt. I think we've been saying this for forever, but a lot of people are saying it more so now. I don't know if you guys are just getting into Real Housewives of Miami. And they're actually really good friends. At one point during the season, she FaceTimes with Teresa. They're very much alike. The only difference between them is the color of their hair and maybe the accent. But they both have a very thick, whatever location they're from accent. And they're really good friends. And they're both Tauruses. Their birthdays aren't far apart. Both May Tauruses. And very questionable taste in men. Just saying. But I would take Todd over Louis any day, to be honest with you. And I'm just basing that off of the personality. Okay? Miss Rose, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Rose says, someone said Jillian Michaels' daughter is going to be the future Candace. I saw that too. And yes, Kempire, I forgot Julia was even at the table. See, I was like, oh yeah, Julia was there. Now y'all going to make me go back and look what Julia was giving. Julia's a narcissist. I keep telling you guys this. I know people overuse that word, but Julia is a narcissist. If it's not about her, she doesn't care. It's all about her. She's a narcissist in my head. Okay. All right. So we have that moment with Kiki. Was there anything else that I wanted to mention from that? So they end up taking a photo together. Julia points out to Gertie, are you going to post this on Instagram because you unfollowed me? And that's when they start talking about Lisa not unfollowing Marcus. Alexia says Lisa needs to unfollow Marcus because she still hasn't unfollowed him. I don't understand that. And I know because people do not like Larsa, they're immediately going to be Team Lisa. But not over here. In my opinion, girl, you guys had a conversation. You made peace. You've known her longer. I think at this particular point, you're only following her to be spiteful, following him to be spiteful. She's like, he's been a better friend to me. What in the AC? He's been a better friend to you? Okay. I don't know. Again, we could be missing context, but she has not provided any context. Patrick Mommy says Lisa should absolutely unfollow Marcus. Yeah, because if that's the one thing your friend is asking, take out Larsa and how you guys feel about Larsa. Just put it in your own life situation. How would you feel if one of your close friends, maybe not best friends, was still following your ex and you work together? Keep that element in mind too. You work with this friend too. Just saying. And remember, Larsa's also saying he's saying derogatory things about her on social media and whatnot. Keith says that Lisa's still following Marcus to get under Larsa's skin, which that says more about Lisa than it does about Larsa. Jesse says that it's weird. I agree. Mr. Melon Magic said he might be Jody's. Pageant Mommy says if Larsa was still following Lenny, it would be DEFCON 10. I found it hilarious. Did anyone like almost spit out your water when Adriana says, I don't know what the big deal is. I still follow Lenny. I was like, what? Why are you still following Lenny? Are you planning to get like your breast done? Then I can understand following Lenny. Is it like his business account? Patricia says that Lisa's being nasty for no reason. Danny says that the thing is Lisa doesn't see Larsa as a friend. I feel like conveniently. I think this season she's trying to make it seem like she doesn't see Larsa as a friend. I think before this, when they didn't have any issues, she did see Larsa as a friend. And I think if the tables were reversed, she would claim that they were best friends. I'm not a Larsa stan. I keep telling you guys, but I can see how Lisa is not being 100% a friend or a good person. The V-Light says, yes, Adriana. Adriana had me laughing when she said that. I was like, Adriana, really? But I appreciate it. I love the fact that we're getting more Adriana. And it makes me wonder if production has heard our cries, we need more Adriana, and they're making these changes last minute. I mean, at this particular point, don't expect any more changes. Because the reunion's based off of everything that they've seen so far. Flip Virgo says, Flip Virgo, you said you have T-Mobile? Just asking. No, you said yes yesterday, didn't you? Just asking. Flip Virgo says, I'm enjoying Lisa's villain era. Is she a villain? She's not a very good villain, if I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of people are, but I think it's because people do not like Larsa. Oh, Okima says, Larsa probably got her to follow him, learn from this. Maybe. Winter says that Adriana looks really youthful and good. OMG. I love me some Adriana. All right, let me move on. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Miami. This is our weekly recap. They've moved Miami from Wednesday nights to Thursday nights. So that's going to really mess up our plans when it comes to our recaps. But as you know, the new season of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is returning on September 16th. What day of the week is that, guys? Can you remind me? Is that a Tuesday, Wednesday? Is that why they're moving it? Hold on. Jennifer says, did you see the Instagram post that Todd made today about Alexia? Frankie said that it was false. He did not move out in front of Frankie and Alexia knew it. Why are we talked about that on episode 1. So why is he now coming out and saying anything? Todd, sit down. And Alexia, pay attention to this behavior. He's so weird. Todd is so weird. Keith says, era, you mean personality. In regards to Lisa. Flip Virgo says, nope, Kempire. I have AT&T. You tried it, though. I didn't know AT&T was still around, to be honest with you. I mean, did you guys know AT&T was still around? I didn't. But good for you. How's the service, Flip Virgo? How much do you pay? Okay. All right. Let's move on. Excuse me. So then Larsa's group with Marisol and whatnot, they go grab ice cream. Larsa's way of eating ice cream, they start talking about it. I will say this. When I went to Santiago, Chile a few years ago, I was in the street eating ice cream on a cone, and I got so many looks. And I wonder, I was like, am I eating my ice cream like Larsa eats her ice cream? I got a lot of looks from the ladies when I was taking licks from my ice cream cone. I was like, what's going on, ladies? Why y'all looking at me? How you doing? So they talk about that. Marisol reveals that when things are good with Alexia, they're great. But when they're bad, she doesn't want to be around Alexia. I thought that was really interesting when she said that. Because Larsa says that if Todd and Alexia end up together, then it's over for Marisol and Alexia's relationship. I don't think so. I think everything with them is going to be fine. I do. I think she will be fine. I really don't believe that Alexia and Todd are going to end up together, especially with a lot of his social media behavior. Flip Virgo says, "Oh, now you still coming for me?" It's funny because it's true. Winter says, "I really want to go to Spain, and you should." I want to go to Spain too because I didn't really get to explore the larger part of Spain. I only did Barcelona, so I would like to go to Spain as well. Oh, Keith says, "Kempire, you sure know how to be passive aggressive with his shade." Tauruses, okay. Hold on, wait now. Hey, here we go. But this is how we learn, y'all. GC says, phone, iPad, and Apple Watch, $138, AT&T, and free Max. They got some good deals out here, Verizon. Got me talking. GC, this was in Belgium, your picture, right? That picture? That's the art thing it starts with an A, I think, the city that we went. I went on a tour and we stopped there and we saw that. I need to get to traveling. Oh, Millie says to Winter, "You won't want to come back. It's a must go." That's why a lot of Americans are moving to Spain. I'm a little hesitant to move to Spain because of the amount of Americans that are moving to Spain. Because I'm like, don't y'all start gentrifying over there and ruining what makes Spain so great. Just saying. A lot of Americans are moving, and I'm just like, maybe I need to go find the next hot spot before y'all come and ruin it. Just saying. Oh, it is? Thanks, GC. That's what I thought. It stands out to me. I'm sure I have a picture somewhere of it. Deborah says, okay, we need to stop talking about this because I'm never going to get through this recap. All right. And apologies to the replay crew. But yes, Antwerp. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Antwerp. There we go. Thank you so much, Millie. Millie, where do you live? Beautiful photo, Millie. Oh, wait. I did go to Mallorca. And I'm pronouncing it probably incorrectly, too. Definitely go to Mallorca the next time in Sevilla. A whole different vibe to Barcelona. I forgot I did go to Mallorca because I also got I got 2 pearl bracelets. I went to the factory, the famous factory there, and I got 2 beautiful men's bracelets with pearls. Unfortunately, one of them is a little tight on my wrist. The other one keeps breaking. So I need to bring it to a jeweler to get it fixed. What are we talking about? Focus. This is our recap, though. We talk about what we want to talk about. It's all related. All right? Estelle says, move to France, Kempire. You got to learn French if you move to France. Just saying. All right. Not that I'm opposed to it. I've always wanted to learn French, but Mallorca. Thank you, Destiny. Mallorca. Fine. I got to work on my Spanish, too. All right. All right. Let's focus on this. So, Larsa says that her Marisol's relationship with Alexia would be affected if Todd and Alexia end up together. Larsa then expressed upset that Lisa has not unfollowed Marcus. So she confronts Lisa and she asks her, have you unfollowed Marcus? And Lisa says, no, not yet. Okay. Pay attention to the conversation because this is why I'm not Team Lisa on this, because she wanted to avoid the conversation. She wanted to completely avoid the conversation. She's like, I don't want to have this conversation in the middle of the street. Girl, you don't want to have that. Oh, Estelle says, I'll teach you French. Okay. Y'all heard Estelle. She pay attention to how Lisa responds. Lisa does not have a concrete answer as to why she has not unfollowed Marcus. And I know a lot of people are going to say why this is such a petty thing for Larsa, but it's also a petty thing on Lisa's side. They had a whole sit down. They had a conversation about this. Just unfollow the man if it's going to not be an issue between you and Larsa. Even if you're not best friends, you're still a friend, you're still a coworker. Why are you forcing the follow of Marcus? She then says in her confessional that Marcus has been a better friend to her than Larsa. Really? Really? And you saw when they flashed back when Marcus decided to speak and he was talking all kinds of crap about the ladies behind the scenes at the reunion? I was just sort of like, Oh, he's probably a better friend to Jody. Mm-hmm. The AC of it all. Mm-hmm. Amar says that they aren't real friends. That's why I said coworkers. Even if they're not tight friends, they're friendly. Let's be honest. They're definitely friendly. And they're coworkers. So if your friend is like, unfollow him, what's the big deal with unfollowing him? So, anytime Larsa is unhappy with you, if you take a dig at Larsa, Larsa's going to go straight to hell. And she was like, that's why no one missed you while you weren't here yesterday. Larsa goes to, I tell you every time, Larsa goes to the depths of hell when she's mad at you. All right? You could say you're a clout chaser, and she'll be like, your mother never loved you. I will say I did like Larsa's outfit, her whole outfit. She looked very chic. And she says, I don't like your leather boots. Your father never liked you. Your father left you because he couldn't stand you. Like, she goes to the depths of hell. SK says, Larsa argues like a petty sibling. I couldn't handle it. Because I always wait for it. Now I'm prepared. Because I'm like, okay, she's going to say something crazy. All right? Oh, my gosh. So Larsa then says, oh, you're a groupie. And she's like, you have nerve to be calling me a groupie? Because she's like, oh, you are with basketball players and rappers and things like that. You're the ultimate groupie. She says, what in the clout? In her confessional. Do you guys think that Larsa's a groupie? Who do you think is more of a groupie? Larsa or Lisa? I mean, based off of Larsa's dating history, Larsa. However, I will say this. Lisa definitely gives groupie. Because she went from one rich older man to another rich older man. I don't know how much older Jody is than she is. I will say this, though. Jody in that confessional, he's very controlling. But Lisa's always in her own world. I could see people being annoyed with Lisa, okay? But Lisa is on her phone. I don't know what she's doing. Literally, you're about to film a confessional. And he's just like, can you put that away? Can you not be looking at videos when I'm... Look, with the wide eyes. Well, can you not be doing that while I'm doing a confessional? I'm telling you this. I'm telling you, when Jody first came around, I didn't think that was her boyfriend. I thought that was her good Judy. He still might be. So they have their big back and forth, and the fight leads all the way to the hotel. They're arguing. They're going back and forth. Adriana is over it. She's like, I have to pee, and I need to have some salmon. I'm going. Adriana was over it. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't with it. Because they're arguing over silliness, okay? Sidebar. When the other group goes to Rocio to get fitted for their outfits, and the outfits are going to be gorgeous. They look great, all right? And Alexia talks with Julia about what's going on with Todd. And she says, I've been texting with Todd. He sends me a good morning text. And then she put back on her wedding ring. And she says that, and when asked about it in the confessional, she says to the producer, because I'm married. I'm still married. Because I'm still married. All right, girl. This is why I can appreciate Marisol. So when they're arguing in the lobby of the hotel, Larsa calls, Lisa says that she's writing down all the names that Larsa was calling her. And she's like, and Marisol's like, you're keeping a list? And she's like, yes, I'm keeping a list. She's like, okay, stenographer. I'm like, but here's the thing. This becomes an issue later on in next week's episode. I'm going to play the audio from the clip for this week because this gets weird. At first, I got what Marisol was saying. It was weird. It was funny, but weird. But they make an issue of it next week. Let me play the audio for you, and we're going to play this under fair use. I'm going to stop and go, though.
You've got to put your phone away because everyone's really uncomfortable about the note-taking. I can't put my phone away because I have 2 kids and I have legal stuff going on. And I have to.
Marisol sitting down during this trip with Lisa, who has 2 young kids, and telling her you got to put the phone away. What?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a basket on the jet, and then when we get to the house, there's a basket for the phone.
Are you guys making this rule for everyone else?
Yes, I'm going to put my phone in the basket.
I can't do that. Absolutely, I have to have my phone.
Here's the problem. The note-taking has everyone on high alert.
Okay, let me explain. I'm only taking little notes on Larsa because she likes to twist and turn things and lie, so I have to keep it straight.
Only Larsa? Larsa's our friend. One day you take it on Larsa, next time you'll take it on me.
I have.
They act as if Lisa is recording them like Katie Janela. She's just right. Like, how did it go from this being this funny, weird thing to now she can't have her phone on her? That's weird. That is so weird to me.
To be able to pick up my phone.
Right.
I have 2 small children.
But when you're here, who can help you help them if they need help over there?
Nobody.
Their father doesn't?
Nope.
You can't ask Jody to do it?
Nope.
Either way, she's a mother. How are you asking a mother not to have her phone on her? It's not like she recorded you guys. She's writing down things that, I mean, I still think it's weird, but regardless, now she's got to turn her phone in? What are you guys saying?
But he's your partner, and he steps in when you have an emergency.
No, he's not their dad.
Are you kidding me? He's not going to help you with your kids?
Here's the thing. Marisol doesn't have kids. You need to step out of this conversation.
You have an emergency? What kind of love is that?
Guys, I will remove myself because it's bananas. You guys are trying to tell me what to do with my phone. It's nuts, guys.
For you.
Love you guys. I'm not coming tonight. I feel like I'm not wanted, and
That's not true.
I'm gone. Bye. I love you guys. Bye.
Propose you to...
See, this is why I say you can't be team anyone, because now I'm team Lisa. I'm team Lisa on this one. She has young kids. She wasn't recording you guys. There's no reason why she should not be able to have her phone on her. This is weirdo behavior. And what's her face? Julia, of all people, who has 2 new young kids. Yes, you have Martina there, but still, if God forbid something happens, if you need to hightail it out of there, you need to have your phone on you. It's stupid. That's stupid. I completely disagree. I don't know who thought that this was a good idea, but here you are. Oh, damn, Pageant Mommy. Pageant Mommy said, bye, Lisa. You are correct. I do not want to see you anymore. Damn. Wow. Okay, fine. Tell me how you really feel. All right, so moving on. Lisa ends up calling Jody, and Adriana comes to her room, and she's talking with Jody, complaining about the things with Larsa and what Larsa was saying, all right? And this is when we get to see Jody in a confessional, and that's when we got to see Jody's real behavior with Lisa. We've seen some cringy stuff with Jody this season, just sort of like, not liking how he's talking to Lisa, but she doesn't care about it, because you remember how Lenny used to talk to Lisa. So for her, this is probably like, oh my gosh, he's a king in comparison to Lenny and what Lenny used to do. Just saying. All right. So the women gather in the lobby for the spiritual flamingo. So they're going to do some more flamingo, but it's like a spiritual type. Larsa tells the group that Lisa still has not unfollowed Marcus, and everyone in the group seems to agree. That's why I find social media so interesting, because a lot of you are still like, oh, Team Lisa. I think we all can agree, girl, unfollow the guy. If it's going to just not cause an issue between you and a friend or a castmate, just unfollow the guy. Who cares? He probably won't even notice that you unfollowed him. He probably won't. No, he won't notice that you unfollowed him, Lisa. He won't notice. Anyway, Adriana reveals, that's when we find out Adriana reveals that she still follows Lenny. She's like, who cares? I still follow Lenny. Oh, Lord. So Julia and Lisa get into it on their way to the spiritual flamingo. All right. And because Julia feels the way that, at least I feel, that what's the big deal? But they get into like this heated argument. She's like, oh my gosh, you guys are just ruining the trip. And like, I don't want to be arguing and blah, blah, blah. So they're going back and forth. And Gertie's in between them like, oh my God, just listen to what she has to say, Julia. Because Lisa wants to explain why she doesn't want to be told that she needs to unfollow someone. Okay, but now you already had this conversation with Larsa. I don't know if it was weeks ago. I don't know how many days ago it was. Why are you still following him? Deborah says that Marcus is the supplier. Amara says Marcus is the plug. I mean, the way that y'all are acting, okay? Exactly. Patricia says, unfollowing is so small. Lisa is doing too much. If anything, if he's the plug, girl, just follow him under your Finster. Okay?
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything.
Akiva says, don't unfollow him. I wanted to see if she can sweat. Larsa? Samira says that Julia was way too hype for me in that scene. Julia is always way too hype. I'm never going to disagree when you guys talk about Julia. She's always way too hype. She always was trying to be on the side of that group of women, Larsa, Alexia, and Marisol. So I don't take anything that she's saying that seriously. However, I do agree. Just unfollow him. Like, what's the big deal? And Lisa's like, I don't want to do it because she told me to do it. But you guys had a conversation before this. Dina says Marcus has good AC. You know they're going to talk about that during the reunion. And she's going to give that same lame excuse. I want to hear what Larsa has to say. Patricia says, Julia made me utterly disgusted in this scene. She made herself the victim in someone else's argument. Narcissist. I keep telling you guys, you keep seeing all of these examples of how Julia is really a narcissist. Tanya says, in LA, we need some good AC. You know what? All right. Shannon says, Kempire, I'm feeling you during this live. Loving your evil energy. Wink. Not evil energy. Savannah says that Lisa's such a child. She is. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Before we get into the dancing and the dinner, I am going to drop the call and link for our general audience. Shout out to everyone watching on X. Hold on, let me see. I haven't been paying attention. Hey, Brooklyn Queen. She's watching on X. She says, it's pathetic. Shout out to you watching there. Taurus Sun says, hey, Kemp, always looking forward to your live. Thank you so much, Taurus Sun, Scorpio Moon, Leo Rising. Okay. All right, let me drop the call and link for our members on YouTube. So head on over to our post tab, YouTube members. And shout out to those of you that are new to the channel. We are now at 547,000 subscribers. Enough of that. Ali says, Kempire's channel is inner Virgo and being very honest and unfiltered. Y'all just really have not met a Taurus. Tauruses are pretty much the same, to be honest. All right. Let me write this down. Okay. All right. Live chat. We will drop the call link for you guys. Let's get to 400 likes, and I'll drop the call link for you guys as well. But if you're a member of the channel, I've already dropped the call in link on the community tab. You Heart Mel says, how haven't you hit 1 million yet? No idea, but we're so close, aren't we? So close, but one day we will, and we'll all do a celebratory twerk. Right? All right. We will get there. 'Cause you know how YouTube can be. Like 1 minute you're like slowly climbing, and all of a sudden, like 1 week, it's like, oh my goodness, you can gain like 3,000 subscribers in like a week. So you just never know. It is what it is. But I appreciate the people that are here, that are watching, all of that. Isabel says, I love the thunder. Me too. All right. Let me get back to this. So they go to the spiritual flamingo dancing. Adriana, again, a wealth of knowledge. They call her Professor Adriana in the little title that they gave her, and she explains how flamingo was birthed in Sevilla. And she talks about that. She gives us the history behind it. And I appreciate it. I appreciate that we're getting more of Adriana in these last couple of episodes. All right. So I thought it was interesting because when they get there, Kiki takes off her top because the lady was sort of like, okay, let me put this over you. And she takes off her top and everyone's like, oh my God, they're so shocked. Oh my gosh. Oh, no, 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 no. And Gertie talked about this during the after show, and she was like, this is the same one during the Stretch Lab situation, and she was talking about the group is saying you do too much, and everyone was sort of like, oh, we all do too much. But this was a perfect example. Kiki's the number one person of doing too much, but you're willing to bring the news for these other women, these other mean girls, and you're always doing too much. You're like, Dawn, like, really? All right. Stephanie and Alexia, I have to say they had a good time. Stephanie and Alexia were dancing together and they were having a good time. I thought that was really nice. Okay. Adriana explains, as I said to you before, all the things when it comes to how Flamingo originated in Sevilla. And they call her the expert of all things. All right. We move on from that scene that we go to Stephanie in her room getting ready for dinner, and she FaceTimes with Masood. Masood's like, oh, you have to come back tomorrow. We got business, we got work, and things like that. And she was just like, oh, you only miss me because of the work. And she's like, oh, but I miss you, and blah, blah, blah. They have this cute little moment. Fine. Okay? Then they go to dinner. So they decided to wear all red because they discovered that most of them had red outfits. So the majority of them wore all red except Julia and Stephanie. Maybe they didn't have all red. Maybe they couldn't afford to go buy a red outfit during the day. I'm just saying, come on. Now, like, y'all talking about y'all have money and all these things. You're in Spain. You could have bought a beautiful red dress while there. But nobody did it. Maybe you wanted to stand out. Lana says, Kiki can go, and it's sad because I used to really like her. A lot of people did. Your agent Keela says, Lisa wants to fight with Larsa because Larsa isn't witty. Damn. Yeah, because Larsa's going to go to the depths of hell. Jennifer, thank you for the super chat. Jennifer says, did you see that Todd in your Todd voice, Todd, posted on his Instagram story today that he never moved out in front of Frankie and Alexia knew it? Yeah. Who do you believe? I don't know. So when did he move out? Because it looks like Frankie's usually home, right? Just saying. Kendra, thank you so much for super chat. Kendra says Todd was trying to act like he's also offended for Gertie and Russell. No, but leave Gertie and Russell out of your shenanigans. Also, sweet Frankie. One of the things that I noticed that Alexia mentioned, everybody wants to talk about my relationship. Why don't we talk about Gertie and Russell's relationship? Let's talk about it. They have been talking about their relationship. Their relationship is all good. They're not going through a divorce. You are. And they're not going through a divorce where you claim that the man filed a divorce and he didn't even tell you, but you're still sleeping with the man and still acting like you're not going through a divorce. Why do we need to talk about Gertie and Russell? They're fine. They're talking about their struggles and things like that. Have you even asked her how she's doing and how the cancer has affected her relationship with Russell? Maybe ask a question sometime. Just saying. Just saying. Millie, thank you so much for the super chat. Millie says, was it me or did it feel like some in the group use interesting ways to point out that Larsa only dates black men? They use terms like groupie, ballers. It's like they're encouraging her to date men of other persuasion. Well, you know what, Millie? I never thought about it, but you might be right. You might be right. Are you thinking that they want to say to her, how about dating a white man? Apparently she doesn't like white men. You know what you guys love to say? She has a preference. Or is she fetishizing them? We can get to a whole conversation about that, but we won't. We'd rather talk about cell phones and T-Mobile. All right. Exactly. Mauricio says that maybe Gertie and Russell can teach them about a normal relationship. Normal and healthy relationship. Shanda says that I will tell you guys this. So Shanda says Kiki's really working hard to become a full-time housewife. The immigration storyline is mostly definitely a hot topic now. Here's the thing. I originally thought before they talked about what was going on with her and her family, the reason why Kiki was acting the way that she was acting, I originally thought that Kiki may have found out at this particular point during the trip that she was not going to be full-time. Because a lot of people speculated that she was being considered for full-time. And I was thinking, that's what jumped in my mind. That's why Kiki was acting the way she was acting on the trip, that she found out around this time about not being full-time. But who knows? I could be right. Both could be the situation. But you guys let me know if you think the same thing. All right, so the women sit down to eat. Stephanie says she waited. She talks about, I didn't realize Stephanie had a nose job. All right. Hold on. Chicken salad, you look like you want to get banned. So I'm going to ban you. I'm going to give you exactly what you want. Because I'll tell you something. I can dye my beard if I want to dye my beard. And I might dye my beard when I go to Washington, D.C. because I can. You know that? But I can also leave it gray because you know what? Unlike you that's using someone else's picture, I look good either way. But you probably don't look good. That's why you have someone else's picture up. So I wanted to make sure that you heard that, and I'm going to keep you safe for a moment because I know there's a little bit of a delay for YouTube, and then I'm going to block you because you wanted my attention because that wasn't the first time you said it. So I gave you the attention that your mother did not give you, so you're welcome. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me get through the other stuff before we block this person. Thank you, Heartmel. Y'all don't realize that I get all kinds of people in the comments section that come at me and all kinds of... My self-esteem is not reliant on the opinions of strangers. My self-esteem is not reliant on the people around me either. My self-esteem is based on what I feel about myself because I have to wake up with myself. So if you think coming in the comment section or coming up here in the live chat is going to bother me saying that you need to do this or do that or you look big or you look that, I don't care what you got to say to me. Maybe if I was 20... I might be like, oh my God. No, when I was 20, I was like this too. I just got worse as I got older. The Riz says, let him know, Greg. Oh, rest in peace, Greg, in my Nene voice. Boop, boop. Your HQ says, I love the villain era. Come through. Thank you, guys. All right, now let's block chicken salad because you wanted the attention, and there you go. You got it. Now you're blocked. Okay, and now you're blocked. I just wanted to make sure that you heard it before we got there. All right. All right. So they sit down for dinner. And then we find out that Larsa reveals that Jody has been texting her. And she says that he wasn't calling her the B word. He wasn't doing any of that, but he was sending her like long text messages. And here's the thing. Sometimes you don't have to be like, oh, you mother, blah, 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 to give the energy, especially when you look at Jody. Jody gives a weird energy. So if Jody is texting you like constantly, like paragraphs and stuff like that, that can be annoying and can be a little like uncomfortable, especially when it's your girlfriend's man and you and your girlfriend are not in a good place. You know what I mean? So she mentions that Jody is texting her incessantly, okay? And apparently there was some sort of fight in the elevator, and that's when Lisa ends up calling Jody, and that's why Jody ends up calling her. But they revisit whatever happened in Milan. And you remember we talked about what happened in Milan. Apparently, Jody accused Larsa of hiring the paparazzi, and she's like, what am I, the CIA? I have to say, I didn't think about that until he said it. And I was like, I can see her doing that because remember, she says that he was coming after her and saying all kinds of things about her on social media. I can see her hiring paparazzi because she knows that he's going to be out there in the south of France to follow him and like take some pictures of him. And she probably she don't probably know. She knew he had a booger sugar problem. Okay. So I was like, And then according to Lisa, well, the paparazzi guy told us you did. Y'all don't have the paparazzi sign NDAs when you hire them? Just saying. I would. Heather Dubrow. But anyway, so apparently that conversation came up. And remember, when they were in Milan, Larsa brought up how aggressive Jody was being then. Okay? So while they're sitting at the table, Lisa gets a message. Again, now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, did she just do this? Okima says, how did he get your number? Apparently, maybe he had the number before, which is not unusual. They were friends before. They were couples hanging out before. So who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if Lisa gave it to him, whatever. All right? So Lisa gets this email about an affidavit that she needs to sign within the next hour. I didn't think about this before, but then I thought about it after this review that I was like, did she just do this to emphasize she's dealing with legal matters to kind of like emphasize her point? Possible, but she is going through a divorce, so there's also that other issue, okay? So she has to get it notarized. So she has to sign it and get it notarized. So Adriana says, my son can notarize it for you. I don't know if you guys paid attention, but I could tell that Adriana was sort of like, he can notarize it remotely. Girl, just don't say nothing. But she was trying to say it, but not say it with her eyes. Do y'all pay attention to it? But Lisa's so dumb. Oh, damn. She's like, but he's got to be here in order to do it. Miss Rose says, Kempire, you think Lisa's that smart? Well, now I don't. Now that after I've walked myself through this whole notary situation. I was just like, okay, whatever. Okay. So she's worried about that. So she gets up and she I don't know why she got up and where she went, but she comes back and Larsa is already going in on her. She's like, I'm so over her. You see, not another dinner, and Lisa makes it about herself. While Larsa's making this about herself, because now it's all about her and what she's going through with Lisa. And she's like, I'm so done with this. I'm going home. So people were like going like back to the States. And she's like, no, I want to go back to the hotel. I'm going to grab some food and eat in my hotel room. I'm so done with this. I felt like Larsa was doing a lot. If I'm going to be honest with you, like I know some of you probably felt like I was being Team Larsa most of this recap, but no, I felt like Larsa was doing a lot. She was doing a lot and making this situation that's happening with Lisa now about her. All right. So she gets up, but she's also producing reality television. So she gets up and she's like, I'm done. But mind you, pay attention to Lisa sitting there. Lisa's just sitting there like this, like distraught, looking at Larsa like, what? What's happening? What did they do? Like, what's happening? And she's like, I'm just so done with this. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Every time there's always something, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Larsa gets up, and some of the women, first up, Stephanie follows her. There's an interesting loyalty that Stephanie has to Larsa, even in the after show. What I do not like about the after show so far, Lisa's with Gertie and Adriana. I feel like they're never going to hold each other accountable. The only person that held Lisa accountable during the after show was Gertie. She was like, I will say we do disagree with you about not unfollowing Marcus. However, I understand you don't want to be told not to unfollow him. I just feel like there's a lot of that sort of like placating to each other in these after shows. I know that happens, but it just feels like a lot. I see it with Stephanie and Larsa. I see it with the bros, and I see it with these three. Kiki and Julia, whoever decided to pair those two together, bravo, you got that correct. Patricia says, poor Alexia, isn't this her trip? She was complaining about it on the after show. She's like, this was supposed to be my trip, and I felt like everybody was coming at me during the trip. Are they? The only person that was coming at you was Stephanie. But maybe there's more that happens, okay? Dina says, unpopular opinion, Larsa makes me laugh. I could see that. Shay says that Larsa was smiling like a B word with Lisa was saying how she had to sign those papers. Larsa really turned that into about herself. And then when the ladies follow her, she reveals that Jody has been texting her. And Marisol's like, he's been texting you? I'm not going to overreact when it comes to their reaction to Jody's text messages to Larsa, because we fell for that before. Because remember their reaction to Jody's eyes from when they were in Milan? And then they try to downplay that. So I'm not going to overreact. Please read the text messages to us. What exactly was Jody saying to you in those text messages? Because Gertie was like, oh, like, really? Like, what exactly was said? What was said? I don't know. Miss Rose says, I think the after show is that way by design, because if they put the opposing people together, would we even need a reunion? I'm not saying they need to opposing, but I feel like it's too much of people placating to each other. You get what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Jessica, for the super chat. Jessica is not too much on Kempire. Get well soon, haters. Thanks, Jessica. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, guys. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch. I might go live later on Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/TheKempire on Twitch. Make sure you're following us there. And make sure you follow us on all social media. Everything is at TheKempire, including Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram. And don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is coming to Washington, D.C. a week from today. A week from today, we will be in Washington, D.C. at the Pearl Street, D.C. That's right across the street from the venue that we've done quite a few times over there and at Union Stage in D.C. So go get your tickets today if you haven't gotten your tickets already. And then our final show of the summer will be here in New York City, September 12th. The Brooke Ashley will be opening for me here. And, of course, this show has a live stream option. So if you haven't already, go get your live stream ticket if you can't make it to New York City. But if you're in New York, come to the show. We still got seats in the house. Get your tickets today for the Kempire After Dark, a live experience. Ticket information will be available in the description. If you're in the live chat, it's pinned to the top. Okay? Let me take a sip. All right. What else happened? Oh, nothing else happened. That was the end. Larsa gets up and runs from the table. All right, and was like, I can't deal with this anymore. And Lisa's sitting there looking shocked and just like, what's happening? All right, let's get to our callers. Please note the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Okay, everything Kempire is available in the description as well for those that wanted to know. And everything that the callers say is of their opinion, and everything is alleged. Okay? All right. Live chat. We're almost at 400 likes. I am going to drop the call link for you guys in a second. Okay? Jen says, I want to go to the New York show. Virgos Rise. You should come. There's going to be a lot of Virgos there. If you remember the channel, we already dropped the call link on the community tab. Miss Bernice is our first caller behind the scenes. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share?
What up, though? What up, though, everybody? Happy Friday.
Hey.
Hey, what I got to say? Oh. Let me get this right. You need to go look at the movie Heathers.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes. Now, y'all thought Mean Girls was bad. This was the real Mean Girls. And when I was looking at the show last night, that's what Larsa, Lisa, Marisol, and Alexis are. Because it was 4 Heathers in that movie, and they think they ran everything. But it was the 2 Heathers, but neither one of the Heathers liked each other. These women don't like each other. Lisa don't like Larsa. That's why she didn't unfollow her boyfriend, her ex. They're not friends in real life. They coexist on this show. But when the cameras is off, do you see them hanging out? Larsa puts everything on social media. Do you see her interacting with Lisa?
I don't follow her, so I don't know.
Come on now, y'all. And it was petty because Larsa and Lisa are one and the same. They're stuck in this high school mode. They think they're 16-year-olds ruling the school.
Marisol and Alexia, too.
Yes. And for them to tell that woman that she had to give her phone, who the hell is you?
Yeah.
But she said, I got small kids at home. I'm not giving up my phone. And Marisol, see, death becomes her. Death becomes her. Go put that cream on and go sit your butt in the corner. You're getting on my nerves because she is different when she's not around Alexis. She's a pit bull, ready to attack when she's around Alexis because she's so busy protecting Alexis. Alexis don't protect her like that when she's not around her. Come on. She's my friend, but y'all not like that when y'all separate. Because you was sympathetic to Kiki when she was telling you her story and what she's going through. If Marisol was there, you wouldn't have been that sympathetic. You would have been turning your nose up, and you know it.
Ooh. Okay. All right, Miss Bernice, thanks for calling in.
Okay, thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Elijah's backstage. Going to bring Elijah up next. Elijah, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. So I wanted to share basically for me, I feel like I understand both sides, right? And I will say in regards to Lisa, yes, she should unfollow Marcus because to me, if someone is saying bad things about my friend, I'm not going to go ahead and support that. I'm really big on loyalty too. So in my opinion, I think Lisa should unfollow. But Larsa's big blow up at the end, like have me like Alexia and Marisol, like, ay, por favor, like, like it was just too much. Like to me, I feel like Larsa, she's really bad at looking for a moment. Like there's certain housewives that just can't look for a moment because you could tell they're looking for a moment. While there's others that can execute the moment without looking like they're really looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Larsa, I don't think she's that bright to make it not look like she's looking for something. So to me, that whole big blow up at the end was too much. And I think Lisa and Larsa are very similar in a lot of ways to me. They both, I think they both value similar things. Like they're very vain, both of them in certain aspects. So to me, I feel like their fight between them is not, people shouldn't put too much value in either side because I feel like at the end of the day, they'll probably get into this and get over it eventually and they'll be seen taking selfies with each other all over again. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it doesn't matter. And then with Kiki though, I will say, I'm definitely not liking her. I feel bad for her story. But yeah, I don't know. And I think that, she really hoped that she would get that mojito. I feel bad for her, but I think that she just needs to accept the reality, unfortunately.
Thanks so much, Elijah. All right. Let's bring up April next. April, what did you want to share?
Good afternoon, Kempire.
Hey.
So I wanted to say that we all got to see Julia for the person that she is last night when she put on that dress because she's a clown. So she's going to exhibit clown behavior. I'm never going to take my foot off her neck. I'm going to keep it on her stiff neck. And we cannot expect someone who left their wife in chemo to go get a facelift while her wife was in having a chemo session to actually be a mother when she beefing with her two kids. Like, I wouldn't expect her to understand. I'm not falling for the propaganda with Kiki, like, oh, like sad, but no, like, better luck next season. If you come back, she probably will. And Larsa and Lisa, I do agree with Miss Bernice and the other caller. Lisa and Larsa are like the same person. And it did make me laugh when she was trying to have a moment. And it's just like, it wasn't organic because I could see you trying to force a moment. And then how she was able to twist the words, say, oh, all the ladies here, they don't like you. None of them said that. Gertie was like, wait, no, correct that. Like, what are you doing? Like, get it together. Have a good day, Kempire.
You too, April. I mean, yeah, correction, because Gertie wasn't one of the people who put red flags about Lisa during that narcissist party, Grecian party. Taurus with the T's backstage. We're going to bring Taurus with the T up next. Taurus with the T, what did you want to share?
Hey, Cam, can you hear me?
Yes.
Happy Friday. Wanted to call in really quickly to say that Larsa doing that spectacle at the table, if the text messages was the issue that you were having with Lisa, you should have told her right then and there because Lisa kept saying, I don't know what you're mad about. I don't know what's going on. So her waiting until she was secluded from the group and then making the other girls come and check on her and then try to gain their pity about how Jody was texting her, girl, you should have just told Lisa that to her face when she was there. And I think Lisa is very tone deaf about a lot of things. How can you be going on an international trip and not show up and not want to be confronted? I thought.
Are you on T-Mobile? Taurus with the T, I can't hear you. Taurus with the T, are you on T-Mobile? I'm sorry. Taurus with the T, call back in. Call back in if you can hear me. I'm sorry. I couldn't help that. Sorry. Let's bring up Cynthia next. Cynthia, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. I've been with T-Mobile for 15 years.
Okay. All right.
Kempire, how you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. The episode was
Wait,
really
I'm sorry.
good.
Wait, Cynthia, wait. Rocky says Taurus with the T-Mobile. Okay. Woo. Everyone take a breath. Oh my God. All right, Cynthia.
That was a good laugh. That was a good laugh. What was I gonna say? Now you made me lose my train of thought. Lisa and Larsa, honestly, in my opinion, I think that Jody told Lisa not to unfollow Marcus, in my opinion. I could be right, I could be wrong.
I agree.
And number two, I watched the after show. I'm also feeling the alliance with Lisa, Adriana, and Gertie.
Yeah.
So I think there'll probably be an alliance next season. I hope everybody comes back and deals with Julia and get her off the show.
No, we don't need Julia to come back next season.
I know. Julia is a mess. And Kempire, did you hear that Gertie unfollowed Kiki?
No, that's not true. Kiki blocked Gertie.
True?
Kiki blocked Gertie. And that when you block someone on Instagram, that automatically makes you unfollow them. Because Gertie said in the comment section that I didn't know I was that she unfollowed me. She must have blocked me because I didn't unfollow her.
Oh, Kiki, you're wrong for that. I don't like Kiki.
Yep.
I hope she don't come back either.
Mm-hmm.
But Kempire, I'm gonna see you next week Friday by myself.
Okay, Cynthia, I know that's right. Again, guys, do not be afraid to come to the show with yourself. Cynthia, I will see you next week. And I want to know, Cynthia, make sure you go to the mic. Because you know we
about my sister?
Yes.
No worries, Kempire. See you next week. Have a good one.
Thanks, Cynthia. Have a good Friday. Whew, Taurus and T didn't call back in. T-Mobile strikes again. Someone said Taurus with the T-Mobile. All right, Tutu's backstage. Tutu, what did you want to share?
Bonsoir, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I wanted to say that, first of all, if Kiki was smart, she would have gone after Julia's mojito. She should have brought up Carmen and then talk about, what's her name, transphobic tweets.
Oh.
That would have gave her a mojito, but she's dumb. Then about Larsa and Lisa, I think Larsa felt threatened by Jody's text because Larsa, and I'm not saying this to be shady, but she struggles to read. So these long texts, she probably felt overwhelmed or something like that. I swear I'm not being shady. But I think that, and I think Lisa is just being petty because Larsa talked back to people. All those people, she barked at them, and Lisa is just trying to get to her. And as a petty person myself, I can understand it. I would have unfollowed him. I wouldn't even have followed him in the first place, to be honest. It's just pettiness.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thanks, Tutu. Bye. Tutu says Larsa struggles to read. I mean, she didn't even want to read the text messages that Gertie posted up, but yeah. All right, Keela's backstage. We're going to bring Keela was laughing, and it made me laugh even harder. Keela, what's going on?
Wow, I never call in. I'm always watching from the bushes, so I'm excited.
But thank you for calling in.
My perspective is I think that the viewers are missing a key fact in this Larsa Lisa thing, right?
Okay.
So we know that they're not like real deep life friends. They're not hanging out with each other for Christmas and stuff like that. But Larsa did testify on behalf of Lisa in her custody trial, which is a big deal. So I'm divorced, remarried now. So I can tell you exactly what happens in a custody trial. To have someone testify for you is such a big deal. Teachers, principals, coaches, all not dealing with the nurses with a little bit of money, a little bit of power.
Keela, you're breaking up.
Everything.
Hold on.
And when someone testifies.
Keela, you're breaking up.
Uh-oh. Oh no, I have T-Mobile.
Wait, do you really?
Yes.
You do? I'm sorry. Wait.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
It's still kind of breaking up and you're frozen.
Oh no. Oh no. What about now?
Okay. Wait. Go speak.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes? No.
Yeah.
Okay, so when a person testifies, they can call question their character. And so everything that law...
Damn team, my phone strikes Wait. T-Mobile said... T-Mobile said, oh, really? And then completely dropped out. Completely dropped out. Shout out to the T-Mobile fans. I can't. Y'all keep proving my point. We'll bring, do me a favor, Keela, call back in, because what you were saying was important. Because I said this at the top of the season. It is a big deal that Larsa testified for Lisa. And the fact that Lisa downplayed that makes Lisa trash. Because she testified under oath for you, and you're trying to downplay her as a friend. That's not cool. Feline says, thank you so much for the super chat, Feline Witchy, and for being a member. It says, appreciate you in this community. Russell is a treasure. Keep up the villain energy. As a Cancer, these Virgos can get it. Oh. Thank you so much, Feline Energy, for the super chat. Let me bring up Keela again. Keela, are you there?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
I'm on Wi-Fi. T-Mobile. Okay, so like when you're testifying as a character witness on behalf of someone, right?
Yeah.
What they do is they try and assassinate your character. And so that's heavy. Like you have to know, like when you've done things in your life, you might be a good person now, but when you've done anything, all of that can come up. And oftentimes people don't realize how much people can find out from you just trying to do a favor for a friend. So if your friend was able to deal with this whole process, you have to sit down and be interviewed by the attorneys. Then they have to prep you for all of this. Then you have to sit in trial. And it doesn't always happen like you think you're coming at 9 and you go on at 9. That's not how it always works out. So she did all of this for this woman. And this woman is asking her to unfollow someone who she feels is attacking her and her family, even though I think it's trivial. To me, it should have been like a thankless task.
Right? And also, when you look at the season, when she was going through that stuff with Lenny, we all said, wow, look at Larsa really showing up as a friend.
Right.
We were all shocked.
Saying that, all shocked. And then saying how litigious Lenny is. Why would you want to be associated with a known drug user? Because now he can say your social circle is called into question and my children are not safe with you because these are the people you choose to be friends with. There's not a brain cell in that woman's head, like not a single one. I think she loves herself more than she loves her children. And that's it.
Well, can we talk about it? Yeah, we'll talk about it in D.C. and New York City. Thanks, Keela, for calling in. I'll come to Vegas. I know. You guys want me to come to Vegas. You never know. All right. Thanks, Keela. Take care. Bye. Damn, Taurus with T-Mobile called back in and then it dropped back out. Damn. All right, let me get to the other people that have been waiting patiently behind the scenes. Let me get to Millie next. Millie, what did you want to share?
Hi, Camp. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
Good. I don't have T-Mobile. I'm in Kenya, so if I drop off, I don't know who to blame.
Well, you sound perfectly clear.
Let's go ahead and blame T-Mobile just in case I do drop off. This was a really interesting episode. I feel like Lisa has a lot of daddy issues that she needs to still work out from. She completely self-attaches and shares a brain with whatever man that she's with, and she's willing to throw and leave anyone behind because of what he says. So she's really kind of like under the wing of Jody, and he's really like pulling the strings around things. So she probably does want to unfollow Marcus, probably wants to fix and mend things with Larsa, but I think it's him really pushing her. And the fact that he feels comfortable enough just to text Larsa pages upon pages of text messages says a lot about him in general. But otherwise, thanks so much for this live. This was a really fun one. We went down tributaries. I'm always here for the travel content, and I'm really looking forward to the day that you do a curated trip, pick a spot. We all get together. I've just come back from Sofia, Bulgaria. Never thought I'd go there, but it's a must go to.
Where do you live, Millie? You live in Kenya?
I live in Kenya, but I'm really privileged and really, in a great position to be able to travel a lot for work. So find myself in the strangest of places. But would love to do a travel live one day.
Oh, definitely. Well, I booked a trip. Stay tuned, y'all. All right.
I can't wait.
Thanks, Millie.
Kemp.
Take care.
Bye.
That Wi-Fi in Kenya is strong. She sounded clear. Not like T-Mobile. Taurus with the T-Mobile. She says, blame AT&T, Kev. I'll try my luck next week. Thank you for the super chat, Taurus. You know it's all fun and jokes. Okay? All right, Tanya's backstage. We're going to bring Tanya up next. Tanya will be our last caller. Tanya, what's going on? Tanya, you're muted. Tanya, you're mute. Okay, I can unmute you, Tanya. You want me to do that? Let me see. Oh, no, I can't unmute you. Tanya's muted. I can see Tanya, so it's not T-Mobile. Tanya's muted, though, and it won't unmute for her. I don't know what's happening, Tanya. We can't hear you, Tanya. You're still muted. Hit the mute button, unmute button. Testing. Oh, and I froze. Look, and everything froze. It's muted, Tanya. Oh. You're still muted, Tanya. Oh, there we go. Hold on. I'm running over my wires and everything, too. Tanya, why can't we hear you? It says that you won't unmute, Tanya. You got to unmute for us, girl. All right, Tanya, I'm going to have to pull. Oh, there you go. Oh, wait. No, I can't hear you, though. What happened? I can't hear you, Tanya. It says you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. You waited all that time and we can't hear you. Damn it, Tanya. Tanya, try dropping out and then calling back in. Bye. Oh, Mr. Mellon message. Verizon got you freezing. No, it actually has nothing to do with my internet, and I don't have Verizon yet. I'm going to be getting Verizon soon. Deborah says it's you, Kempire. No, it's not. It's her. Look, it's her. We were trying. I will say this. The freezing has nothing to do with it. I need to change one of these wires. I just haven't done it. I've been lazy. I keep saying I need to change the wire, and I haven't done it. But anyway, Shimmer says, T-Mobile says, not on my watch. I need to put that in the sound thingy. Let's add to stage. Are you there, Tanya? No? Okay, Tanya. Next time, Tanya, they just trying to not let you be great. Anyway, that was my cue. We froze, so that was a good cue for me. Like, yeah, time to go. Guys, that's a wrap on our Real Housewives of Miami recap. This was a key. And if you missed it, you missed a lot. We had a good old time. The villain era was activated. We had T-Mobile jokes. We talked about a bunch of stuff, including our favorite show right now, Real Housewives of Miami. Miami recaps will be on Fridays going forward, y'all, because the day of the week has changed. So make sure you stay updated and make sure your notifications are on. And don't forget, if you want to get a T-shirt like this one, let me step. A T-shirt like this one, my Juneteenth T-shirt. Look at that. My Juneteenth T-shirt. You can get that at thehouseofkempire.com along with a lot of new merch with the new logo. This is the old logo. You can get the new logo with the, Black Pride colors. All right. More information on that and the Kempire After Dark Villain Era Tour will be available in the description. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thanks to everyone that sent in super chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, things like that. I see that after the live. So thank you guys so much for all of that. We appreciate your support. But you can also support just by liking the video and following us on all platforms. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheKempire. All right, shout out to everyone watching on X, everyone watching on Facebook as well, and of course our YouTube community. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm gonna go relax a little bit. The throat is a little all this talking. All right, guys, everyone have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. As always, you can hear Kempire on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. More information can be found on KempireRadio.com.